Hey guys, this is May, and happy fiscal year, as actually we are in the 11th month, as I said in one of my previous videos. This is the 11th month. Septa, September 7, Octa 8, 9 is November, Deca is 10, and here we are in January. For the bureaucrats in the Gregorian calendar in the Vatican, it is their starting year, but it's not for us, as it's actually in the spring when the new year actually starts. So this little video real quick is because I know everyone's coming out of a coma. We're all coming out of this deep hypnotic amnesia type holidays, dazed and confused, and it's a slow creep out of it. And you can see this with yourself and with everyone. So in the zodiac, the winter is the old, think of it like the old man, the old lady. So spring is birth, like Aries at the 0 declination point. Spring is birth, and then you have the summer, the adolescence, the hot teen summer, and then you have adulthood of the fall, which follows the fall of the sun, and then you have winter, the death and the dying, and everything is old and dying, right? Which it's all, if you do feel like this is a holographic system, then this is all just depictions or holographic type seasons to convince us that it's a real reality. And it all emanates from within us. This virtual reality emanates from within us. And this video is about the word ether. Okay, ether. When you reassemble the letters of ether, you have there. And then you also have here and there. Ether is very interesting, as it's very similar to the word earth, isn't it? So ether, there, here. And the ether is how I'm talking to you and you can hear me. I mean, how is the man in the box there? Do you know what I mean? How on the TV is there life? Like you're seeing life happening, people talking, sound, all of this, right? On the computer. How is this even happening? It seems absurd, really. If you were to come time travel here from a different time, a different dimension, without these black cubes of electronic gadgets, you would be in shock. Okay, so ether, which runs, you remember the Ethernet, people, we use the Ethernet a lot more, but the ether is part of the construct in which we are in. It's the experience. This is the ether. Like, in other words, everything is waves, sound waves, sonar waves, scalar waves. There's waves, right? Waveforms and electromagnetism. And how is this all happening? Well, it wouldn't happen without the ether. And the ether is there. Point your finger. It's there. It's also here. I mean, it's mind-blowing when you think about it. Not only that, when we reassemble the letters, we also see 3. Where do you see 3 all the time? You see 3 in the Trinity. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, 3. There is 3. There's always 3. 33. 3. Ether is here. Ether is there. Ether is everywhere. And what I want you to think about, and this is good for you, because the whole point in me talking to you about language and about the zodiac and the nature of existence, how does it all tie in, is it is all created through the ether, including the digital. Because I think when people hear the word ether, the first thought that comes to mind is internet, right? It's Wi-Fi. Because we know that when Wi-Fi was first, or excuse me, the internet was first introduced to us, exposed to us, as it's never brand new, it's just rolled out, just exposed to us. Well, you had to use cords, you had to connect the cords, right, and use an Ethernet, like a cable. Well, along the same lines is the ether of existence. And I just find this word fascinating, that we can also see here and there, and it's very similar to Earth, right? The experience of being in this place, which emanates inside of you, outward, not outward to inside of you. So it can't be done without the ether. And I just find this term extremely interesting. And now that everything is going to the digital, away from the analog, it's almost like when you look at your phone or your TV, you're seeing a smaller version, right? Because you're looking in the computer, you're looking in the phone, and you're seeing a shrunk version, whether it's ridiculous TikTok or whatever, a shrunken version of humans. But this is all created from the ether, the whole holographic system. And I'm trying not to use the word simulation as much. It's very overused, and I think some of us are probably burnt out on it. And is that even the correct terminology? It is holographic. So I find that to be more accurate, and it makes the most sense. And the way for us to think about this is that it's no different from your phone or the television. And in other words, this is good news, because I hope it would help you to, if you look at life a little bit more in a virtual sense. That way, it helps to not take it so seriously. We are so conditioned, we are so programmed. And when you think about the word ether and its connection with computers, right? And you think about how we are conditioned and programmed, even if you have had this huge awakening at this phase of your life, you still had many, many years of conditioning and programming that you've got to reset, unlearn, and relearn, essentially, right? So what I'm saying is looking at this life through the eyes of the ether, realizing that it's very similar to the digital. It looks and feels very real, and for all intents and purposes it is, but it's all through electromagnetism and through electricity, because we are electric beings. And then this brain we have is plugged in, essentially plugged into the solar system, right? Sol, S-O-L, which is sun. And even the word brain has Ra in it. What is Ra? Ra is sun. Horus, Ra. Horoscope. Ra, sun, soul. We are plugged in. Think of it like an invisible cord plugged into the soul, into the sun. That is your soul, because you are a person. And then there are those that are plugged in to a negative, more negative force, and some people would call them demons. That could be political figures, those in the hierarchy very high up, right? They have more demonic forces than a lot of us. We are a different type of bee. I always think of bee. You're a type of bee in the system, solar system. So when you look at this experience you're having as an experience through the ether, and you are here and you are there, but really you're not anywhere. It's all a state of consciousness, but it's created and coming from inside of you, connected through the ether. So even though we can't see it, because we're so limited to our limited five senses of perception, aren't we? So if only, I often think, if only we could actually see the frequencies, it would be unimaginable. Some would say auras, right, emanating from people, that electric activity surrounding them, which extends many feet. And the CIA, in CIA documents, refers to this as a body part. What does that tell you? You know? And how are you connected having these experiences? It's through the ether. And it's hidden in language, hidden in plain sight, because it's there and it's here. And it's earth. It's the earth experience. So it's like invisible cords, just like you would plug in a computer, if that makes sense. And the number 3, the Trinity, you will often see, like the people that I fly, the guys at the top, the men in black, I mean, you will often see the Trinity symbol, the hand symbol. It's the triangle, it's the trine, it's 3, it's the ether. It's here, it's there. It's all connected also to the zodiac, the solar system in the sky, which we are invisibly plugged into. And some of us are getting downloads, and it could be you too. It could be you too. You know how some of the NPCs, I think we can all agree that many of them are programmed on a different frequency, and their ether that they are plugged into is very different from ours, and it would be more along the lines of the conditioning and the programming of the system, the matrix, the grid system, right? And then there are those of us, our ether extends to a different place, to the solar system. We are more plugged in, and we are getting downloads from the solar system, and not the kind like the NASA has taught us, a different type of solar system. And it's very close to us. It is very, very close to us. If they tell you it's far away, billions of miles, I can guarantee you, invert that, flip it, and it's very close. It's kind of ridiculous. They throw out numbers like numbers of millions and billions of miles away, just like they do with their fiscal debt systems. And I'm going to end this there because I just wanted to do a short intro into the fiscal year, which is just the 11th month, and say hello to everyone. And I will be back with at least 1 or 2 more this week. Of course, always about language and the nature of our existence, and the zodiac also. And clues are hidden in language. And there you have it, guys. So hopefully this is some food for thought and a little bit of a brain-gasm for your Monday, your moon day. And I'll be back with more. And I'd love to see how you guys are doing. Any comments from my little group would be just amazing. Thanks so much. Thanks for listening.